Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Orange Glad podcast. I'm Nate Lex.
And I'm Cameron Toner.
And we host this show about playing cards.
And
other
cardistry.
things. Cardistry and other things.
All the things.
So you just do your normal spelunking into the beginning of the show, and I'll write down what I should have written down earlier.
Per usual. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Our waveforms are looking good, so that's solid. And yeah, we're getting better at this. We're continuing to improve each time, I feel like. We're getting this set up a little faster.
We finally have our first guest walking through the background.
We do, yes.
That's the first time it happens. Other people are here.
Yes. But yeah, you got Nate repping the new Peelers V2, which are not for sale anymore by the time this will come out, I think.
You think?
Yeah, I think they won't be for sale anymore by the time this comes out. Really? I think so.
You better...
Wednesday or Friday. I think they'll be not on sale if we don't sell out.
You better have gotten them.
So, and we're pumped. I think we should start out by saying thank you to everybody that bought Peelers V2 and that has supported us.
Here's the thing. Once we get up and running again with finishing the campaign, once they're done selling, we're going to be reposting like everything.
Right.
Not like everything.
Everything.
To the point where it might get annoying.
Everything.
Yeah, dude, I want to post everybody's everything.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah, we had some really good stuff come in. I was really excited about seeing everybody messaging us, everybody DMing us, being like, "Yo, dude, picked up that sick half brick box." I had other people say, "Hey, I got one or two," and we've tried to respond to all of those messages, which is a daunting task because a lot of you message us, which is great, but it's also a lot of time to respond to everybody. But we do it because we love it, and yeah. And I'm repping some of the OG teal peelers, so we're just tealers. We're just two peas in a pod here. But yeah, so to kind of start off,
I almost said two bananas in a hammock. and then I didn't want to say that.
No, you did. But yeah, just to do my weekly day.
Oh, you can't do that yet.
Oh, what do we got to do first?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, Nate, how was your weekend day first? We'll let
No,
you
we
go
can't
first.
do that yet.
What?
We can't do that yet.
Why?
Huh?
Anyways, my week and my day has been pretty solid. It's been pretty busy. I got a lot of my final project done.
Do that yet.
Why not? Why not, Nate? I just want to tell everybody about my week. It's been a crazy week.
You can't do that yet.
Why? What do you have to do first?
I just wanted to make it a bit.
Oh, you're like, this is just me doing my thing.
Tomfoolery is what my name is.
Tom. Nice to meet you, Tom.
I'm a good friend of the show.
Our first
Just wanted
guest.
to come on. Well, we're already doing this.
All
right, tell them about your week.
It was just busy preparing for Peelers V2 launch. I mean, that's pretty much that was really nice. That was a good one. Oh, now, yeah, yeah.
Just kind of wanted to make it sad for you. Because you were supposed to continue your story.
I know, and then I was just like,
And I have ADHD.
I know. But yeah, I was just getting ready for Peelers V2 launch, putting a lot of stuff into that, and a lot of editing, and it was fun. And now we're here. And this is the first thing I've done with my day, yeah. That was what most of my week consisted of, was my final project, making the vlog, and getting ready for launch.
Mine was crazy. We'll go into my day first, and then... So I woke up this morning. Last night here where we were, we basically got hit with a blizzard.
Yes.
It was ridiculous.
Indiana decided that it wasn't spring yet.
And we literally got 4 to 5 inches of snow in an hour.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Yeah, I was at Puertas.
Puertas is a Mexican place.
Sipping on a marg.
Of course. Why did I know that? I don't even need to guess anymore.
Guess what kind of margarita I had?
Orange?
No.
What kind? Banana?
I had a
They have banana margaritas?
Yes. Oh, it was so good.
Have
you ever been just too on brand?
Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of things to talk about that we did this week.
We do.
My mom came up and visited
Oh, how was
Thursday
that?
night. It was fantastic. I got new shoes.
You did get some new kicks.
All of mine, we realized, are like a couple years old, and all the like cushion in them are pretty worn. And I stepped in mud in my favorite pair that's actually new, and I have to clean that off with a magic eraser soon. I got interviewed by some people. We both actually have been featured in classmates or just people who also attend our university's projects on our brand.
Yes.
So because it is so interesting to them around here that we do this weird thing with cards. So I was in an interview that went fantastic. They got a lot of good B-roll, and actually I want to, if I can, get their information so we can put it on the YouTube channel. Potentially, like, we'll get all the projects and put it on YouTube.
Oh, that'd be cool.
To be like, potentially even just make it one video with like an intro and an outro from us. Be like, this is what people make of us.
Yeah.
Because even if we don't like the projects necessarily, we can be like, here's what they did.
Right.
We don't necessarily endorse.
Right.
We think that we know it might be a fun video.
What?
Going through and like critiquing them.
Reacting to them?
Yeah.
I don't know if they would like that.
Well, that doesn't matter. It's for our audience, not theirs.
You're right. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Because they made it. If they wanted to use us as the subject, I think that we should be able to look at it and go like, oh. And I don't think that it needs to be like a roast.
Right.
It could be like they actually did this part well. Oh, they could have done this better. Make it an actual critique instead of a roast.
It's like a reaction video.
I think, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think if it was a roast, that might be where I even have a problem with it, because I don't want to just put people down for the sake of putting people down, because we don't have a close relationship with these people.
Right.
But
they just know us.
Yeah. So we could do like a fun reaction, potentially critique, since we are both on TCOM.
Yeah. Oh, that was terrible.
That flopped so bad.
It did, I know. Sorry.
Sorry?
But yeah, no, that'd be
I'll
fun.
fix that.
If you want to see that, comment below.
Also, I don't know if we talked about this last week. We didn't talk about this last week because it came out this week. People Are Awesome's YouTube channel. If you go to the one with like skydivers with a green sidebar logo thing.
We'll put the link in the description.
If we remember, Cam probably will.
I got you.
117, yo boys.
Yeah.
Featured on People Are Awesome. That video has over 100,000 views.
That's insane. That's 100,000 people. Like
Yeah.
Individuals.
That have seen us.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So
and I think that's
crazy.
just not cool for us. I think that's also cool for like
Cardistry in general.
right. Like card anything that has to do with
Anytime
cards.
cardistry hits mainstream stuff, cardists need to get excited, because that means that like our thing is getting out there, and we've already been pioneering ahead of people to get this thing going.
Right.
I think that the guys who did the interview on me hopefully will do a good job. I know the questions are really good, so like they weren't just your typical. Like they were kind of your typical where did you start, but like they had some depth follow-up questions that I liked.
Really?
So I was like, okay, that's kind of nice. It's not your typical, why do you do this?
I think yours will turn out better than mine.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first,
Leave
folks.
It at that.
You heard it here.
I know.
I hope so. I hope one of them's good.
I hope so, too. I really do hope so.
Because Cam is in like 3 of them. Wait, you know what would be funny if you
What?
told our audience what the people said, or what you said about them wanting to reach out to me. Also, hold on, I'm gonna turn this a little bit.
Oh, give it a good turn. Yeah. I was just like I know it's hard to get both of us together for like an hour and a half to even like do our own things, let alone like try to just have us have an hour and a half at the same time that's free to just not do anything.
Right.
You know? So like most of the people that were like, hey, could Nate also be in this? I was like, he's a very busy guy. And
Sometimes because I have so much fun doing my busy stuff, I don't realize how busy I am. And then I
Right.
reflect at night and go, I don't remember stopping moving today.
Right. Or you're like, oh, there was this thing I had to do that I just forgot about because of how much fun I was having.
Right. Or just because I was doing so many other things that now it's come down to midnight and I am just starting a 3-hour project.
Right. Fun times.
But then, so to go back to my mom, she came, got the shoes, went and she got like 8 pairs of pants for me.
Oh, wow. Pants are good.
I didn't realize I have 1 pair of jeans, 1 pair of khakis that has a hole in the pocket, and 1 pair of like green kind of denim jeans. I don't know if I consider them like khaki style or jeans. Either way, I had 3 pairs of pants that weren't sweatpants. And so my mom was like, you sometimes neglect your needs.
And you need pants.
Because you can't just be wearing the same pair of khakis a whole week.
Right.
Or I guess I have been, but...
Which isn't the best.
It was great. She got to meet a bunch of my friends after McDonald's. Freaking McDonallo's. My friend Brad and I have this thing where we look at each other and we go, 5 words. And we both at the same time go, you, me, 1 booth, McDonald's. And so we did that Thursday night in front of a bunch of people. No. And so our friends were like mocking us, but couldn't remember anything of what we said. So they were like, yeah, and then like high-fived like we did. Yeah. And we were like, you're not even good at mocking us. Like,
right, like, be better. Be better.
Yeah, it was funny. It was sweet. It was endearing. It wasn't trying to like get at us. We're just like, you can't even make fun of us well.
Right.
But what else was I saying?
Oh my god, these peelers feel so good. Sorry, I can't not talk about it.
You're so
I opened a brand new deck of peelers for
good.
This interview stuff, and it's just they feel so good.
They're really nice. What was it? So I have the hookup at our local McDonald's.
Oh, do you?
So there's this manager named Stormy. Okay.
Okay.
She's very sweet. I love her.
Yes.
She's fantastic. I'll tell this story. This is hilarious. This is perfect for podcasting.
Do it.
So, to begin, I ordered a McFlurry.
Right.
And I got my McFlurry. It was a good McFlurry.
As one does.
Excuse me, audience. And I just remember, basically, we had finished eating or whatever, and someone was like, man, I should have ordered a larger McFlurry. And I go, oh, you could just go ask for a refill. And they were like, they don't do that. And I'm like, have you ever asked? Like being joking, obviously.
Right.
And then I was like, I'm going to go with this as a bit. I'm just going to make this a bit that I'm just going to go with for right now.
Right.
And they're like, well, they won't give me a refill. And I go, that's not my question. Have you ever asked for a refill on your McFlurry? And they're like, well, they're not going to give me one. And I'm like, you're dodging my question.
Right.
Have you asked? And they're like, well, no, but they're not going to. And I go,
you don't know.
What you've told me is you haven't asked, so you don't know whether or not. And they're like, well, and I'm like, I'll go ask. And they're like, well, they're not going to give one to you. And I was like, bet. I went up to the counter with an empty McFlurry cup, and I was like, Stormy, hear me out.
I need to prove my friend wrong.
I have to prove a point right now. Even if I have to buy another McFlurry later, I need you to refill a McFlurry in this cup. And she was like, what'd you have? And I was like,
yes.
Oreos with like a shot of hot fudge. And she was like, I got you. She brings it back to me, and I go, just let me know when I need to pay you later. She's like, nah, I got you. And I was like, Stormy, I love you. So as soon as she takes the cup out of my hand to refill it, I just turn back to everyone at my table, and they're like, no, there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
And then she brings me a cup back with the McFlurry, and there are like 10 people who are like, what the heck just happened? So then it's now become a regular thing where I was like, you know what? I need to show her like a card trick after I leave. So I showed her a card trick. She went crazy. So did a bunch of her coworkers. And so she's like, you come back and do a magic trick anytime, I'll get you. I'll hook you up. And I was like, right. What? So last time, got a free McFlurry and a burger. And just did another card trick, whatever. And then this time, hear me out. God's watching out for me. I had my mom there, and she paid for my meal. So I was like, I'm not even paying for anything. But I had already, at the register, Stormy had already met me there. She's like, oh, so who's this? And I was like, this is my mom, Stormy, meet my mom.
Right.
And she was like, oh, that's awesome. She's like, are you getting McFlurries this time? And so I ordered I ordered a strawberry shake and something else, whatever.
Right.
And I was like, so I came back later because I was like, well, obviously Stormy wants to see a card trick. That's like,
this is the routine.
This is what this is the rapport we've built already. But I was like, Stormy, because basically what had now happened was there were two girls, Tori and Maddie, if you're watching, shout out to you ladies, who were just like chatting it up with my mom. And it started with, I knew that Stormy was going to get me a shake or give me a McFlurry either way.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not going to eat it because I've got this shake. So I'm going to find someone to give it to. And I walk over to this big table of like 15 people, and I'm like, all right, so I'm getting a free McFlurry. I think I just said, who wants a McFlurry at this table? The girl right in front of me, her name is Maddie, was like, oh, I'll take it. And like nobody else spoke up. I was like, perfect. So I now had someone to give the McFlurry to.
Right.
And so I waited until like people were pretty much done eating so that like Stormy wasn't overwhelmed, because when we go, there's like 50 people at a time.
Of course.
So I waited till the end, and by the end, my friend Tori and my friend Maddie, both of them were now chatting up my mom at the table we were all sitting at. And I was like, well, I feel bad if like
Maddie got one and Tori didn't.
Right. So I walked over and I was like, hey, Stormy, instead of a large, can I get 2 mediums? And she's like, oh yeah. And I was like, great. So I went back and sat down. I was like, taken care of. So then by the end of like the time spent there, it was literally like everyone was starting to leave, and I was like, we still haven't gotten our McFlurries yet. Because, like, Stormy was just pretty busy. Like, it wasn't,
right, of course, yeah.
I was like, something's going on. But I now feel bad because I've promised these 2 ladies ice cream, and now they're not getting it. They're not even going to be upset, but it's that, like, obligation I just felt kind of, like, responsible almost. Because I was just, like, wasn't doing what I said I was going to do.
Right,
kind
of course.
And then Stormy walks up and was like, hey, everybody, and, like, puts 2 mediums down, like, just hands me 2 mediums, and I just, like, put them down in front of the 2 ladies, and I was like, dinner is served, whatever. and then here's the best part. Everybody else leaves, so it's literally just now me, these 2 girls, and my mom, and they're just like eating this McFlurry, talking to my mom, and I was like, this is just such an enjoyable, like, I didn't have to say anything. I could just kind of like sit back, and there was just some nice conversation going on.
Just hang out.
Ladies got some ice cream. My mom got whatever she wanted. She gets to see me. I'm just like relishing in the fact that, like, I've just been so taken care of.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I've got friends here talking to my mom. Everyone loves my mom.
You did a magic trick. You got ice cream.
Right. And so,
Cloud 9.
But Maddie's reaction to the McFlurry was the best. Because I was like, before going up there ordering it the first time, I was like, you're not allergic to anything, right? And she's like, no. I'm like, awesome. And I think she even said later, after I'd already ordered, that she liked cookies and cream. I was like, perfect. That's the one that I ordered.
Right.
I was like, how would you feel if there was a shot of hot fudge in it? And she was like, what? And
she's like, they do that?
She was like, they do that? And I was like, Stormy does that for me. It was basically one of those, like,
you were just
like
you
weird
pulled
flex.
the card. You were like,
I was like, they got me here in like a playful way, but I was just like,
McDonald's.
Yeah, like
my girl Stormy got me.
Yeah. So then what happened was she came up, and then Maddie like takes the first bite, and it's just like all fudge cream. And here's what I found out: Stormy hooked me up even more than I thought. There was the Oreo crumbled up in it. There's also just regular cookie in it and hot fudge with the ice cream. And Maddie was like, and there's chocolate chips. And wow. And I'm like, look, just Stormy.
Just hands down. Is this the one on
it's the
Bethel,
one,
or is it the one over by the mall?
It's the one that's closer to Walmart. I forget what that one is.
Yeah, it's the one on Bethel.
Yeah, I don't know the street names.
Yeah, it's
but,
McGuire to Bethel. Yeah.
Yes. So that one, if you guys ever see Stormy, just go in her, show her some love, because Stormy's fantastic. But like, it was like Maddie's eyes like lit up. Right. They were like, what is this?
Probably the best McFlurry that she's ever had.
It was, well, I bet you everybody's thinking, well, what was Tori's reaction? Tori is like, I don't know if I've ever seen her. Oh, check the thing real quick, the levels, just in case.
Yeah.
Is just not super emotional in any extreme way.
Right.
So she very much enjoyed it and was very content with it. But she was just like,
she's like a muted person. She's like, oh, that was great. And then just,
yeah. And then, but the contrast maybe made it even funnier, because like Tori's sitting there going, this is good, and Maddie was like,
right, like, no, like, what is,
And then I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, got provided for. It was great. I just got the hookup. Stormy's got me. Whatever. Yeah. And I don't even know. I guess what I'm leading into is I can't wait to see what else comes out of this relationship with this person. Like, what happens next.
Right, because you're going to continue to go back. You're
right.
And
at one point, I think, well, actually, it was funny. We were talking about how my mom goes to the McDonald's where we live every day. Or like where she lives, I guess not where I live right now. But like every single day to get a Coke.
Right.
And she's built so much rapport with these people that she sewed burp cloths for the 3 ladies who worked the window who were all pregnant at the same time, and like made like baby blankets and whatever else, and brought them cookies on Christmas. Like, that's how well she knows these people. And I'm like, those type of relationships are awesome.
Right, yeah.
Like when I go to Noy, so basically we have the sandwich, or we have this like lunch dining hall area where I always get sub sandwiches, and there's 3 select people who know me so well that I don't say a word when I walk up. They just start making my sandwich to the point where it now has a name. It's called the Sasquatch. So, so I said I order it. I think the conversation was like, I order it every time. So basically, like, you're just gonna need to come up with a name for it. And so the other guy happens to be named Nate. Is like, all right, well, we're going to call it the Sasquatch then. I was like, awesome. So him.
It is a Sasquatch. It's huge.
Him, Shannon, and Jonay, if you guys happen to be watching this, I don't know why you would, but that's funny. All just know when I walk up. Sometimes just in case Nate will clarify and go, Sasquatch, I'll be like, Sasquatch. And then, so he'll just start making it. It's ham, salami on a white sub bun, lettuce, tomato, onion, Italian dressing, and mayo.
Wow.
And it's perfect every time.
The Sasquatch.
I don't know why I don't get tired of it. It's really good.
I'm a creature of habit, though. Like, I'm the same way. Like, I used to work at a mall in high school, and the Greenwood Park Mall, and there was a Chick-fil-A there. And, of course, I would get Chick-fil-A all the time because Chick-fil-A is honestly amazing. And I would walk up, and I wouldn't even have to say my order. They would just know what it was, and they would, like, know my name.
Favorite.
And it's so great.
I've said it before. Actually, there's probably an old podcast of my other one somewhere. If it's on iTunes, it might be gone. But, like, I've said before, and it may be on record in a video, that I want to get to a point that wherever I live, like when I like have a family or whatever, I guess it could be now. It's technically happening now, but that I have like a diner, that I go into like a diner and there's the same waitress who knows my name.
We're gonna be that.
And then I say like Donna the Huge, and it's just like
that's it. Donna, like, why does her name have to be
I don't know.
Donna?
I'm thinking like 50s themed. Like she's wearing like the red bandana headband. She's wearing like denim button up with like the white apron. It's very like classic.
Right.
And I'm just like, I love that. I'm gonna go put a quarter in the jukebox.
That'll be us in the retirement home, Nate.
That would be my perfect retirement home.
Yeah.
I love that setting. That classic 50s kind of like I don't know what it is about that traditional sense that I appreciate so much. I think that obviously each era has their like downsides,
right?
But the upside of that specific era is very like home for me. The music's also really good. It's kind of like homey. It's that freaking era where it was definitely like your parents kicked you out of the house in the morning, didn't keep track of you the whole day, and then you came back around sunset to make sure you were home.
Right.
But like there was no way for your parents to reach you.
Right.
You would just like hang out in your town. So like, I can only think of the word classic, like Coca-Cola classic, like glass Coke bottles, burger and fries. I'm basically thinking of like, I guess it's what's that movie? Grease.
Grease,
the musical, like that kind of style. West Side Story is kind of around that era.
Yeah.
The Outsiders. If you read that book.
Yeah.
Stay Golden Pony Boy.
Yeah. We all had to read that. Indiana schools. We gotta love it. Yeah. No, those relationships are super great, and like, yeah, that's gonna for sure be us in a retirement home someday. That'd be lit.
I don't know what it is about that. I love that era.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, it was so much fun to be doing anything. Like, you kind of got those like classic looking cars and people just kind of all pull up together. You all kind of go to the same spot. It's like what people kind of try to do now. But then like there's no way for anyone to be on their phones ever. And it's so, I guess I'm thinking of like the community aspect of what that life used to be and just how like, oh, are we all going to the thing later? And like, yeah, like drive-ins. I've never even been to a drive-in.
Really? You've never been to a drive-in? They're so fun.
Right.
There's one. Yes. Yeah. And like, it'll happen. But like, I feel like I'm going back to like you go to the same place and get like the same thing.
Yeah.
I am very much that creature of habit. Like, I'm an assassin's dream. Like, I don't like.
I'm an assassin's.
I am 2 days. 2 days is all he'll need. He'll be like, oh well, or she. You know, I'm not gonna, whatever. But like, you know, they're gonna follow me for like a day and a half, and they'll be like, he literally does the same thing every day. Like, I park in the same rows. Like, if I can help it.
Here's what you're doing. You're setting yourself up
I am.
For death.
Right. Well, we've determined this, Nate. I need
perfect segue into the conversation we had.
Let me go restart the cameras before we get into this segue.
All right.
Because how I'm doing it's a little different, and we only have like 48 seconds.
Better hurry.
All right. Well, here, I'm going to restart it when I get back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
You're going to put that in there?
Yeah. Anyways.
The segue into the conversation we were talking about.
Yeah, we had a conversation today, and I don't even remember how it started.
We were talking to our friend Rachel about having a human resources person like help us with all the crap that we have to do.
And like manage our lives.
They're so bright. Do we need to turn down the exposure on these?
Oh, crap. Let me look.
This is why I was talking about auto exposure, Cameron.
I think it's fine. Oh, she's fine.
She? What about she?
Oh, she's fine too.
Okay.
They're fine.
What about him?
Him, he's fine. Is that just because he's got a little fuzzy thing on the top?
He's a big, thick rig.
Stop. Okay, so... Anyway, so we were talking to our friend Rachel today. And,
where did that come from?
I don't know. Nate was just like, no, this is what was said. You were like, yeah, Because I was saying that like I kind of help try to manage like what we do. Like I'm like kind of the planner and I manage the things that we have going on.
Yeah.
And you were like, what are we gonna do if like one of us dies?
Oh
like,
yeah,
what?
I just brought that up as a proposition. I was like, what happens if one of us dies?
Right.
I think it was, I don't remember where it came up. It was definitely like a side comment. And then I was like, legitimately, what happens if one of us dies?
Right. And we were like, we don't.
And then
know.
you said, well, the other one would have to carry the banner. They'd have to keep it going.
Right. And then we could just, yeah.
Then we have to put in memoriam on the decks. Right. And we were joking around about like, oh my gosh, how many decks would we sell
if one of us died?
And then Cameron was like, one of us has to die.
And then Nate was like, which one of us would die? And I'd be like, I don't know. And then, of course, Nate was like...
I said, it would have to be you, because who's going to make the trailer otherwise? Who's going to do the actual cardistry if I
who's going to be in the trailers? Die? And then I was like, true.
But then we were like, if I'm the whole like guy you see on social media all the time, and then all of a sudden I'm dead, does that mean we sell more?
I don't know.
Because it's sadder that because I'm more valuable than you. Wow. I'm worth more.
Wow. Okay. I'm the. It's gonna be sadder if I die. Why?
Is that funny?
Why is it funny?
Because the truth is, neither one of us are least or less valuable. Right. The reason why this is so successful is because of the team aspect.
Right.
So to think that one of us is more important than the other is absolutely absurd.
Right. Agreed.
Absurd as humor.
Right.
That's why it's funny.
Right. Yeah.
So we were talking about...
We won't sacrifice anybody, don't worry.
Yet. I'm looking intently at this camera.
That got awkward real quick.
My volunteer's tribute.
You volunteer?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we the walking out of the hallway conversation. I said, it's not similar. To be not blasphemous, I will clear it up. This is not equal. I am a sinner, and I repent of my sins, and I have been forgiven. But that I said, well, it's like I was like, I have to die for the sake of the cause, because I am the perfect lamb. I am the pure. Which is obviously absurd, because right. I have my wrongs as well. But it was just funny that like that's probably some of the aspect I probably give off at some point, which is not like if I'm not human to other people, I definitely go through my own things, guys. I go through my struggles. I have my own problems, and I am not perfect.
Right.
If I was, this life wouldn't even be fun.
Right. No.
I think that something that God has been teaching me lately is it's the contrast of knowing, like the reason why heaven is going to be so sweet is He goes, you lived that whole life with like there being sadness and fear and pain, and you can't even really appreciate heaven if you haven't experienced it. But I'm going to be with you through the whole thing. I'm going to basically be teaching you what heaven is going to be like. I'm like, that's pretty dope. You're going to teach me what heaven's going to be like? He's like, yeah, picture your life and how awful it is sometimes, and then it's just going to be that great when it's good, but 10 times better all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh?
What? But yeah.
So I have to die.
That was a good second. So he's like, to end this, we're gonna, at some point, like, what if it's like some guy comes up to us and he's just like, the Ides of March, and you're like, what?
What is that from?
It's from Caesar.
Oh yeah. I was like, I know that reference.
And he's like, the Ides of March, and he's like, what? And then he's just
A2 Brute.
Right. I won't stab you in the back, promise.
I want to let if you edit out that wink, I'll know.
No, I'm gonna cut it close up. Don't worry.
To make sure everyone knows,
right?
You're gonna think you're gonna be. So he's really clever, guys. He's gonna cut in close so you think he's being sarcastic, but really he's been lying in plain sight the whole time.
Yeah, this is a double bluff for sure.
Double bluff.
Anyways,
I like that name.
Anyways, what's next? OPC news. We should get to that.
Well, we sold a lot of decks of cards.
We did. We sold a lot of peelers.
I don't think we released the number yet. I don't know if we're even allowed to. Because it's business.
Right.
I'll let you know, we did well.
We sold a lot.
And here's the thing that it means. I don't care what money I get from it at all. I just know that with the success of the project that just happened, it means we get to do more.
Right. Well, and it also means that, like, even more people have our cards. Like, so many people DM'd us that, like, they're like, yeah, I missed the first peelers, but I got this one. Don't worry. Like... It was one of those things where, I mean, I even posted on our story, I was like, who's got both, you know?
Yeah, it makes me so happy to know that you guys are gonna have these in your hands. That you're gonna get to experience the same joy that we do. Also, I love seeing other people with it in their hands.
Right.
I don't care what the content is. I'm like that. You ordered our deck.
Right.
I have some personal friends. The thing that was really cool this time is a lot of close friends ordered them.
Right. Yeah. I think because I thought about that too. I'm sitting there in my room and I'm like, I have a lot of Peelers V2 left. Because like with Peelers, the version 1 and Squeezers, I gave them to a ton of my friends. I'm like, I gave them away.
And this time people ordered them.
Right. So then I have more for myself, which is like fine. I didn't care about giving them away.
And so what I'm going to do is start giving them to strangers and make them friends.
Right.
And be like, hey, start a conversation.
Right.
Actually, like what we did with Danny and Carly.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And now literally Carly has like helped us make 3D models.
Right. Well, and then the 3D model person, I gave them 4 decks because her brother, I guess, works for some oil rig company, I think, is what she said.
Rig, dig.
And maybe that's not it. Don't quote me. I can't remember. But like, she's like, he plays cards all the time, and he plays poker with his friends, and like, he likes to buy custom decks of cards to play poker with. And I was like, here are some banana cards. So I gave 2 for her and then 2 for him. And, was like, hey, give these to him and, tell us what he thinks. And I liked that a lot. How did you do that? What did you...
One hand fan?
I don't... But...
I can't wait for the face in this clip.
What do you... How do you...
Practice, Cameron.
Well, no, but I know how to do this, but I don't know... What was the... How do you do it with the...
That?
Yeah.
What so you hold on. We need to close up before we move on to the next thing. Awesome. I think I want to just let Carly know that we appreciate her a lot.
Yes.
Shout out to you. And potentially we're going to be like hanging out with them this summer.
Right. Yeah. No, that'd be
like,
good vlog opportunity.
Guys, growing relationships through playing cards since day one. Just be guys. Here's a tip to you guys: go out and just be weird for a second. Go play with your cards out in public, so people get to ask what you're doing, and then make some new friends.
Yeah,
it's pretty dope. Also, in OPC news, you hear that? Someone's listening to. I don't know if
it's fine.
Someone's listening to a video fairly loud, I think. We recorded some tutorials yesterday. So just know that those are on the back burner, and they're coming at least every month,
if not,
more often.
More often. Throw just a fun one out at random.
We do, yeah. So, cool new part of the podcast. We'll be teaching you how to do a one-hand fan, like so.
Yeah, I need to know how to do this.
So here's what you do. So basically, what you do, I learned.
Is it your right hand or your left hand?
I do it in my left.
Okay.
You can do it in both though.
I know, but I think I want to start with the. Okay.
Sorry if I just made you jealous.
No, I don't know. This is great.
So basically, what you do. My favorite part is you put your thumb across the top.
Like this.
From it's probably about the top third to the corner. You basically kind of did it. So you curl your index finger underneath.
I just didn't remember.
You curl your index finger, and once your index finger kind of gets curled out, then you use the rest of your fingers to help turn it. And then you can also, it helps if you use gravity a little bit. So holding them down like this, and then bringing them up, you kind of pull them from the weight.
See, mine's spreading out. It's not as circular as yours. What are you? So
let me see if I can give you some tips.
Here. And then you...
Don't uncurl your index all the way.
Oh.
Uncurl it to about halfway, and then use your middle and ring to help keep extending so that it keeps turning in a circle instead of going all the way out. It's probably my best tip.
So, extend and...
Yeah, you're basically doing it. Yeah. I just practiced that.
Oh, okay.
So, and then it turns into...
I just didn't know
this.
If you were doing the... And then the...
Yeah, nailed it.
Okay.
Chris Brown did something weird and funky. He's looking for a closer for a new move, guys. If you want to go help him with peelers.
Yeah, I saw it. What did he say he was gonna call it? He said it looked like a banana.
I don't know if he had a name for it.
I don't think he did either.
But it was pretty cool. That's in OPC news. What else is happening in OPC news?
Kind of getting back to the grind of preparing for new decks and.
What? We're gonna do more?
We are doing more, Nate. We are.
Why would we ever do more?
Why? I've asked myself that all the time. Because we love it. Yeah, we're doing more things.
Care.
This next one, crazy.
We have a lot of things planned. Custom packaging.
A lot.
Can't release what that is yet. Custom packaging though.
Yeah.
Can't release what fruit it is.
Right.
I think we can say it's not a fruit we've done before.
It is a new fruit. I'll say that. It is a new fruit.
And I also would like to say this, because I think it's something we definitely can say. It keeps the ER theme of names.
It does.
So that will narrow it down for you guys, but not enough for you to figure out what it is. So ha.
You said so ha.
So ha. But something
I love this. I love that, like, we know, but they don't.
But here's why we get excited about it. Because you will. This is not a secret that we keep forever, because those aren't fun.
Right.
This is a secret that we keep for now, because we know that you'll be excited. The reason why it's so fun is we know you'll be excited about it when we get to tell you.
Right.
But we have to finish it first.
Right.
Before it's allowed to be advertised.
Right.
But we have a Facebook page.
We do have a Facebook page.
We used to have one called Playing Card Peels. You can probably go check that out if you want to look at any of the old pictures. But I have recently worked on revamping. We now have Organic Playing Cards at Organic Playing Cards on Facebook.
Good.
And if you guys, we know that they're like our typical Instagram audience, our typical YouTube audience. But if you're like, I want to go look at, so when we go out for shoots and stuff, we take a lot of pictures. And so we usually try to pick the best ones for our Instagram posts and for our advertising.
And for stories.
Because we want them to be super eye-catching. But some people are like, I just can't get enough content.
Right. And
they're not as many, but there are some people who are like, I just want all of it.
Right.
I just want to see all of it.
And you guys only see probably like 10%.
Or less. Sometimes we take a lot of pictures.
Right. And we edit a ton of pictures.
And then we hold them next to each other and we're like, which one is the best?
Right.
We go through a lot of drafts and whatever. So the Facebook page is going to be basically a dumping ground
for all of our
stuff. Media and potentially videos we try and doing whatever, because we're trying to reach out to more audiences, I guess.
Right.
Also, a lot of updates and just informational things can also be posted to the Facebook page, so we don't have to drown our Instagram in it. So if you're looking for anything information-wise, any questions you have, I'm going to say that can be for the Facebook page. Facebook page is a little bit more customizable, and it's easier to kind of access on your laptop, because my phone sometimes just starts dying really fast when I'm trying to do whatever. So Facebook is, I think, going to be the way that we produce the most information. Obviously, the highlighted information is all going to be put on the Instagram, as usual.
Right.
But a lot of kind of
really
like the
stuff.
Like you can make posts without pictures on Facebook.
Right.
So any information we just need to like get out to you guys. We'll maybe put something up on our story on Instagram. Be like, hey, Facebook page, there's necessary information for you to read.
Right.
Go check it out.
And I think I like Facebook more than Twitter. Like I don't think we'll ever
Twitter,
really start a
Twitter. It will drown in all of the retweets of everything.
Right.
If you guys want to tweet some of our videos and stuff, that'd be dope, and we might go check them out. But I don't think that we'll ever post information to Twitter.
Right. Yeah.
But Facebook, we're going to be working on to reach the older generation.
Yeah.
Instagram, we hit with the young generation. We're not making a TikTok, period.
I can't believe you just said that.
We're not.
We're not.
Try me. We will not.
I'm sorry.
I won't.
He said I won't. I don't get it.
After the whole EA scandal?
Wait,
no.
what happened? I didn't hear about this.
No, it's not a scandal. It's just a person I'm referencing.
What?
The person. EA.
It's
that I don't want to be like because he sounds
tacky.
Yeah. Love you anyway, if you know who you are.
Yeah.
Won't be doing TikTok.
I can't do it. I don't understand it.
Don't have the energy for it.
I don't.
Me, of all people saying that.
It's a lot.
I don't have, okay, I do have the energy for it. I don't have the want to focus my energy there.
Right. And I love Vines. Like, Vines are fun. Like, I'll just sit there and watch, like, old Vines. But I don't feel like TikToks are, like, Vines.
I've seen too many dumb TikTok ads.
Agreed.
To be like, I will never download this app.
Right. Oh, no, agreed.
And I don't care about the platform.
Right.
And I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's funny.
We're also old farts. That's not their target audience. So.
We're not old farts. We're 21.
I know, but they don't care about us. They care about people that have parents that have disposable income. Like, most marketers care about, like, the people between, like, the ages of, like, 7 and, like, 15.
I'm sorry. I appreciate having intelligible conversations with our audience, and so that's why I like you guys.
I know.
I don't want a kid who's literally like, I'm going to watch... Well... I almost became the biggest hypocrite ever because I watched some of those videos, but I also don't. I would like I don't know.
It's something we just won't understand.
We don't consistently make dumb content. There's a lot of intention behind it, and we're not chasing after views.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of, I think, what the TikTok stuff is.
There's views.
Or it's just like interactions with people that are just like, look how many numbers I have on a screen.
Yeah.
I've loved way more the intentional conversations I've had with some of these people who like our deck of cards.
Right.
And things like that one guy who we ended up sending some decks to that has like that school project where he does like fruits and whatever.
Oh yeah,
like, there was such a cool.
He was at Purdue.
No. I don't remember where it was. Whatever it was, we had a really cool interaction with that person.
I think he said Purdue.
There's no way.
Yeah. He said, I want to spread your cards to Purdue. He's like in Indiana.
I think you're lying.
I don't.
I need information to back this up because I honestly think you're lying.
I'm going to find it first.
No, you might. I almost doubted myself. Guys, we're on the hunt.
We've sent so many DMs. I can't.
Well, then that means I'm going to find it first.
Oh my God, we have some stuff that we haven't even responded to.
Boy, that's your fault. You gotta go open those up.
What do you mean it's my fault?
You're in charge.
She said that I have been doing a lot of it recently, but you're normally the one that's on it.
I guess it is my fault. I'll take ownership.
Oh, here he is.
No way.
That guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's from Purdue.
There's no way.
Yeah. So here, I'll scroll further up.
Is he?
Yeah.
Really?
So first
You're
off,
wrong.
Oh, sorry, Michigan State. You're right. It's still close. Purdue and Michigan State are like
basically
hour apart.
identical.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Wait.
Who's calling you? They're about to be on the vlog.
Podcast. Hold on.
Podcast. Sorry, not the vlog. Podcast.
You're very sacrilegious just then. Hold on. This is gonna be great.
Are you calling her back?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but my screen's being dumb.
I need help.
With what?
Cricket, how do I get it to work?
Turn her around. Show her the cameras.
Hold on. I can't see. Look at the text.
Why is it?
Hold on.
But it's not.
Hold on. See if I can figure this out. Did I fix it?
Did you turn it off and turn it back on?
Did
you hang up on her?
I think I ended the call.
You for
Look,
sure ended
I
the
don't.
call.
Why? Hold on. This doesn't make any sense. Hold on. There's like a text thing in front of my phone where I can't see what I'm doing. Did I just hang up again?
Yeah, you did.
This is so weird.
Just call her. Don't call her from text. Call her from the actual phone FaceTime.
Oh, whoops. Wait, what?
Call her from the actual phone app.
Okay.
And then.
Still at the bottom for some reason. What the heck? Got it. Hi, welcome, guys. Look, Caitlin's on the podcast.
Hi!
Wow.
Hi!
She is asking me a question.
About
Wait, we didn't actually ask any questions this week for Q&A.
Oh, it's fine.
So this is perfect. What's up, Caitlin?
How do I work a cricket?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I've never worked.
How do I work with it?
I've never worked a cricket before.
And then how'd you do your door decks?
I cut. My mom bought me pre-cut out things. I put people's names on. Love you, Mom.
He said I cheated. He said.
Okay. Well, I'm over it then. I just need help with the cricket.
I'm useless to you now. Is that what you said?
Alright. Okay. It's okay then. We'll just...
Glad you only use me for my resources.
Yes,
We'll get dinner sometime.
What XRA is supposed to do.
XRA? I thought it was just an X-ray.
No, you're my XRA.
No, X-ray.
Fine, XRA.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to work the cricket. I would just cut them out.
Oh, why am I cutting them out? I just call someone else.
Okay. Well, best of luck.
She said I'm just gonna call somebody else. It's okay.
Would you wiggle the mouse just in case we're
You're useless.
offline?
You're not useless to me, Nate. We're not. We're just continuing.
I just want to make sure.
Anyways, what's Facebook? Talked about that.
We talked about
done.
the Facebook page. Guys, just go like it, check it out. We're gonna be actually. You know what? I'll post something right now.
Yes.
So you know, and then all the people that like it are gonna get a shout out on our story,
Wow, you heard it here.
on our Instagram story. So yeah,
We'll see who really watches all the way through our podcast.
we'll see who actually interacts with our podcast.
I know.
So, hey guys,
We should announce a giveaway during our podcast one time.
we should. Only one person's gonna win it.
I know.
There's gonna be one entry.
I know.
Congrats.
Well, and then people will be like, "Oh my god!" Like the vlogs. When I do the end of the vlogs, and we were like, "Did you watch the end of the
Should've been
vlog?"
watching.
And 3 people did. They were like, "Yeah, man, I saw that." And then everybody else was like, "What?" It was like, we're gonna we're gonna put like little like Easter eggs. It is almost Easter, but we're gonna put little Easter eggs everywhere. You just have to find them. And when you find them, you'll know. It'll be great. There'll be hints, and maybe you could put it all together, and you'll get special things. We just want you to listen and enjoy our content. I feel like that's all I want. So yeah, post that Facebook page. What's next on your list that I can start on?
Fantastic.
Is that guests?
Special guests.
Oh, we don't have a guest yet. Who should we have first?
Oh, no, we have a special guest.
Today?
Yeah. Ta-da.
What do you mean we have a special guest today? Who?
I hope she picks up.
Who?
I really hope she picks up.
Is it Natalie?
No.
Is it Emma?
Hello.
Hi, Nana.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Real good, thanks. What are you up to today?
I am podcasting with my friend Cameron, and we wanted to have you as a guest on our show because you're so loving and sweet. I thought we should have you on.
Oh, Nate, I couldn't be on your show.
Oh, no, you're on it right now. You're talking.
Oh, really? Oh, you're just a sweetheart. But I don't feel very qualified at the moment.
Oh, that's fine.
But-
You don't need to be qualified. We just want to ask you a couple questions, see what you're up to.
Okay, sure.
So, Nana, what is your favorite place to shop?
My favorite place to shop, maybe TJ Maxx or Nordstrom,
I agree.
somewhere like that.
The bargains there, for sure.
Yeah,
TJ Maxx, my favorite.
Yes, definitely.
2, did you order a deck of peelers?
You know, I tried, and I was unable to. I could never get it through, and I wrote many, many emails, and it just would not go through.
All right, well, did I send you
And
the
I
correct
think that-
link?
Excuse me?
Did I send you the correct link?
You did. Yes, you did. It had something to do with a discount code, and then they only wanted to send it first class, UPS. And I was kind of trying to decline that because I didn't see the need to pay the extra $5 for UPS. And I couldn't get it. I couldn't get the email to go through with that information on it.
Then we might need to do some troubleshooting on the website. I might need to
Right.
hand deliver one to you.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what I thought. I can buy it personally. I have no problem. I have an inside person.
You haven't.
You do. You do have a bit of
Happens
an
to be
insight.
my grandson, so I think I can get one.
All right, last question.
Sure.
Today, if you had to give the next generation a bit of advice, our young card community, for just how to live a better serving life or just pursue what you're passionate about, do you have any tips for them, being as wise as you are?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that again?
Yeah, just an inkling of wisdom for the young generation to pursue what they're passionate about. What is your tip?
I would say my tip would definitely pursue something that they really have a passion for, and most probably that's going to deal with serving others
Awesome.
in some way. And I think that would be that would help them be a happy person in the world and create a better environment.
Thank
Good.
you, Nana. This is
You're
Cam.
so welcome. Hi. Take care.
Well,
All right.
Nana, thank you for being on the show. I love you.
Okay, love you
We'll
guys.
talk later.
You're great. Okay.
All right,
bye-bye.
bye, Nana.
Bye-bye.
I cannot believe you just.
I love that. That was so.
I feel bad that she didn't get to do a deck. I don't know. That's weird.
Here's the thing. I know probably exactly what the problem was. I sent her the link like a million times.
And she probably just.
I think that what she didn't realize was that was just the shipping price, and she probably thought there was another option for shipping.
Right.
And probably
Oh,
couldn't
because they
get to
put
it.
first class on it to make it.
Yes,
big.
and then probably got frustrated with it, closed it out, and was like, I'll do this tomorrow, and then the private launch closed. So I'll have to either send her the link to the one that's still open as we're recording, or I'll just give her one in person. It's my grandma. I'll give her one in person.
It's
probably.
my grandma. She probably couldn't.
But like, I think that may be the best possible way it could have gone being improv.
Right, yeah,
I
no,
did
that was
not
really
tell
sweet.
Cameron,
Yeah, no. I was just like, who are we calling?
and
then,
she also didn't know she was going to be on.
Right. That was pretty sweet. Yeah. We should have more. We're gonna try to have more guests.
We'll
on in the
just
future.
constantly call my family members every Sunday.
Just surprise them on the podcast.
Hey, Josh, what's going on? That's my little brother. Hey, Abby, what's going on? My little sister. Call my mom, my dad. Start
Right.
calling like my uncles and my little cousins.
I feel like we should have Mason, who was in the video that we had up, and be on the podcast.
That's a given. We just need to figure out when that'll be.
Right. We need
how to get that started.
We need to make that before we leave for summer.
Yes, because otherwise he's 4 hours away.
Right.
How are we gonna do the podcast over the summer?
We don't know.
Guys, here's what we're struggling with. I may be going overseas for like 5 weeks.
Right. And that's like 5 weeks without a podcast.
5 weeks without a podcast. Your vlog would still be happening.
Right.
You just do like a vlog where you're like reading letters from me overseas.
I will. I'll make I'll put sad music behind it. And it'll be like you died.
When will my husband
you're
be
away.
home from war?
Right. You're just away and I'm just sad and crying in my room. And I'm smelling the letters because they smell like you.
I put like little bits of cologne in it.
Yeah.
Like,
the cologne I gave you.
that's so funny. So that was our special guest. I was going to potentially do like a live stream while we were recording, but I feel like, oh yeah, what's the timer set for the cameras, by the way?
We got 2 minutes. It's good. It's good.
Okay. I guess I was just thinking about what we wanted to. I don't think we could do a live stream during this because it's so much interaction on the screen and there's no one else talking. Like a phone call we could do, FaceTime we could do.
Right.
Because at least there's 2 people going back and forth audio wise, but I don't think we could do a live stream.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
But I didn't really have anything more to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, this has been kind of a busy week. We've already kind of talked to you guys about everything, like with Peelers and everything going on with that.
With the Peelers launching since the last podcast, that's been crazy. Seeing all the interactions crazy. We have a bunch of international sponsors that haven't gotten their stuff yet because the shipping took longer than we thought.
Right. So we're excited to see all those. And yeah, we're just really, again, I think that we, from both Nate and I, want to say thank you. Because like just being able to come out with one deck and get the support and everything from one deck is crazy. But then to be like, hey, we get to continue to do this and people are going to continue to support us and love what we do is just really cool.
Right. So also what we want to say is if you're watching this, we'll be making more, we'll be reposting a lot as well. We'll be posting the trailers to these on our Instagram, and we'll be doing a lot more like fun stuff. Because one thing that we talked about doing was like we love from running more than paper. I love the grid game, but the grid game is not more important than like bringing you guys stuff that we actually want to show you. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we get more concerned with what the grid looks like. And I think that there are times where like right now our grid is fire because of that background of that wall that is in a local area. So we want to do projects like that where we maybe do like a 9 block or like a specific strip where it's like we care about these 3 posts, but otherwise we want to just like make sure that like every time you scroll past the post hasn't suffered from needing to be part of the grid.
Right.
It should be part of the grid and still a good post, which is the core of it. So we want to make sure you guys know we're sticking to the core of things. We're going to be making sure that the core of what we do. Oh, I was saying that we keep getting better because every time we discuss the feedback on these podcasts, we're always reflecting on what we've done well and what we could be doing better and then trying to do it better. So like, I think that some people think that there's like this formula that they keep going off of and they're like, this will always be a good post. This will always be consistently good.
Right.
This type of thing. It's like, nope. There's always ways to improve. There's not a formula that's going to work every single time. So we're finding out kind of what maybe the formula is for now, what consistently works now, what isn't working, and continuing to get better. And that is, I think, maybe a little bit of advice for you guys that like, there's never one way to really, how do I put this? There's never really one specific way to do things right. You can do things right multiple ways.
And don't wait for things to be perfect before you share them.
Yes,
that's a really good tip. I think that's one thing that like I think we're very open about as a brand.
That we kind of had to get over.
It's hard. Like our first podcast, our second one that like the camera setup didn't work. Like I for sure was like, dude, I really don't want to post this. But Nate was like, it's good content. Like just post it. You
just have to. It's like I don't. If it's like. If it was like horrible, well, here's the thing. If it was horrible, we're gonna be like, we have to redo it and now post it again. But if we're not gonna redo it, then we got to post it because then it shows people that we're human, that we're not perfect all the time.
And it shows that we're like new at this.
You know what I noticed? The way we shot it last time, you kept seeing the vertice of my glasses on my eye. So you could never really see my eye. You just kept seeing this point covering my eye. So I'm trying to make it more intentional. This is now. You can see my eye still while I'm talking to you.
Wow.
Otherwise, it's literally not showing my eye.
Oh, wow.
So we'll have to make sure. We'll have to be careful about that next time. Or this time. But yeah.
But yeah, we're new at this. And we're like trying to do all these new things. For instance, I've been vlogging for like, 6 weeks now? This is episode 6?
Here's what I love. Here's what I adore. Getting to those points where you're like, oh, we've now been doing this for a little bit. And then recognizing how long you've done it. Like there was a point where I was like, we just kept doing podcasts. My friend Angela and I kept doing this podcast. There was a point where we went, we've done this for 25 weeks. We've done this for 6 months. But because we just did it consistently every day, it's like, yeah, this is what we do. At one point, you get to reflect and go, oh, I've kind of done this for a while. Like I was like, yeah, vlogs and podcasts are a new thing that we kind of started doing. And then we realized we've been doing vlogs for like over a month.
Yeah, a month and a half.
Yeah, that's
like I'm almost at 2 months of doing vlogs every single week, which is like interesting and like weird.
And it's fun.
Because it's like a video I get to make every week.
Yeah. What we need to make sure is that we keep that mentality, that we get to do it.
Right.
Not that we have to. Because as soon as we have to do something, it's not fun.
Yeah. Also, if you haven't watched this week's vlog, or the past vlog that was posted on Sunday.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Go check it out. I actually have a project that I'm currently working on for a class that I'm really proud of.
Give them critiques on it.
Yeah. And I think it's really cool and really fun.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
you know what I hope we get? I hope we reach a point to where this becomes so popular. Oh, you know what I should say?
What? Go for it. Sorry, that sounded so sarcastic.
No. I know.
I wasn't being sarcastic.
I know. It's fine.
What, Nate? What?
We should say that people can sponsor the podcast.
Oh, you're right. Not to like plug us and ask for money.
No. But because if we ever got to a point, I was thinking about this when we were doing the finger gun thing. If we had an editor, they would put in like the little bangs when we like shot off finger guns. It would be hilarious.
Right.
And would just be better content for them. So I was also thinking at some point, we need to figure out this Patreon thing. I think we're going to have a meeting this week about Patreon and what we can actually do with it now that we have content that's worth putting a Patreon towards.
And provide, yeah.
Yeah. That it could potentially work on helping with like mic cost to potentially where we both have a mic to where we don't have to share one.
Right.
We could do have an editor potentially.
Right.
We could like at some point in the future, and if we have sponsors, we could just shout out your name. We have a little segment where we shout out your name if you're a sponsor of the podcast.
Right.
And then we could have different tiers of sponsorships, like I've seen other people with podcasts do, where like if you have a certain level of sponsorship, then we shout out like something you're working on, not just your name.
Right.
We also go like, hey, this person is working on this project, and they want people to know to check out this site, and you can have like a sponsor spot on here.
Right. Or even if you know anybody with a business, like.
Also, I will let you guys know that I bet you some people are thinking right now, oh no, we're going to lose quality because they're going to have a sponsor spot. You're so wrong. We're
going to make it so fun.
Yeah, if you don't think we're going to make that sponsor spot entertaining.
And I don't think we'll sponsor anything we don't believe in either. Like, I don't want to sponsor something that like say, for instance...
You mean have them sponsor us?
Right, sorry, yeah. So like, I don't know, if a company reached out to us that I've used and I don't like, then I'm not gonna. We
will not promote anything that we wouldn't use ourselves.
Correct. That's what I want to be clear about.
If Audible reached out to us, like I know a bunch of podcasts have Audible sponsorships.
Right.
Like that is a product or service that I would use. This is not an ad, by the way.
Right.
It's funny that we have a point now where we have to probably say that, but like I've used Audible before, and I like it.
Right.
I've used what. Now people are going to think this is a sponsor spot.
I know.
It's not.
Or like
Audible, if you're listening, we will do your sponsor spot because I actually enjoy the product.
Right. Or even like I know that people do like sponsorships for like
Blue Kitchen or
like,
is it Blue Apron?
Blue Apron or like stuff like that.
There's like a mattress thing that does some podcast ones. There's Audible. There's Blue Apron.
Right.
We're just giving them free advertising right now.
I know.
Okay,
but
guys.
like yeah. So if you like literally just reach out, message us. We're always down.
Also, I think it'd be cool. We haven't done it yet, but I think it's definitely a spot we have room for, is to have potentially a deck review. Where we because it is kind of about cards, we could have like a little spot where obviously we are going to promote the heck out of our own decks. But if someone wants to send us a deck to just like sit here and talk about,
or like here are our critiques on, like as creatively,
because it's potentially promotion because it's going to be seen by a different audience, but it's not going to be an ad in the fact that we speak highly on it. We'll just give you our general like what we think about it.
Right. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool, and like because I mean we were where they would be like at one point, like we were where they were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so it would be like, because one thing that I hate doing is it wouldn't be a roast again, like we talked about. It wouldn't be critique after critique after critique. We could be like, here's some good things about it. Here's what you need to fix.
Right. Yeah. No. It would be like if something is bad,
or even some things where we could go, this would be cooler if.
Right. Or like you should pay more of attention to this and not
it's
this.
It's the concept that you need to keep of where it's like kind critiquing. Not necessarily keeping people's feelings in mind, because yes and no. If people need to hear something and it's hard for them to hear, and it's good critique to where they could do better, don't hold that back.
Right.
But if you're saying something just to kind of be mean, just to kind of say that you don't like it,
right.
that doesn't need to be critiqued.
Yeah, right.
If you have a critiquing means addressing something that's wrong and then providing a solution.
Right.
If you don't have any solution to provide for it, it's not worth critiquing.
Right.
And
then that would become like a personal opinion, which like.
You can have your opinions.
You can have your opinion.
And I think that we
say
could,
our opinions.
yeah, we'll separate our opinions from our critiques.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so
because there could be a deck that we look at where probably some of you may not even like this.
Right, yeah.
That's fine. We do.
Yeah.
And I think that it would be cool if we made this now a platform where people could be like, oh, like I appreciate that they were able to like be real about it. Like there's some people where I've actually done some free. I will maybe charge for it in the future if I give them consulting like I have before. But people have like consulted me on decks from my More Than Paper page, and they're like, "What do you think of this? What do you think of this? What if I did this? What if I did this?" And I kept providing tips,
feedback, yeah.
And now one of them. Here's what's cool. If you guys have looked up Flatline card playing whatever, our friend, I'm gonna forget his name. I think it's Sean. If it's not Sean, I'm so sorry. I just haven't talked to you that many times to remember, but I know we've had these conversations. There were a couple creative conversations we had back and forth about this deck that now he's on a prototype for, and his page seems to be getting a good amount of feedback. And I was like, it's cool to know that I helped make that.
What deck is it?
It's called Flatline. It's not like a thing that's been actually made yet, but he has a prototype. Let me find Troy, not Sean, Troy, who is Troy PDZ on his Instagram. It's just called Flatline on Instagram. You guys can check it out. I've come up with he just asked for a bunch of advice, and I was like, oh, I'd love to help because I know what good decks look like. Right. And if you've come to ask me for help, I'm going to help you.
Right.
So like we talked about making it like thinner and more visually appealing, and then the Joker's potentially having like basically the logo that he has now is something that we kind of came up with together, where the smiley face of his logo is like X's out of the eyes because it's like flatlining,
right.
And the mouth is the design that it goes across the two backs, which is like a heart blip and then like flat after one blip. So the mouth is like one blip
and then
flat, and the two X'd eyes like something flatlined.
Cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah,
it is cool.
So
I don't know if we have anything left.
No, I mean we're at time.
We told some stories today.
We did. We told some funny stories.
I feel like
magic gets you places, folks.
To be honest, you guys let me know if I talk over Cameron too much, because I realize I talked for a good portion of that.
Oh no, that was a good story though. That was a really good story. I'll tell a good story on here at some point.
Guys, give Cameron good stories.
I have good stories. I just had a very busy week this week.
Did anything?
And I watch a vlog, so I don't want to give double the vlog.
He does kind of have rule over the vlog. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that that's where you tell your stories.
Right.
Because you're in control of that completely, basically.
Yeah.
Until I steal the camera and walk far away.
And that was really funny with your giraffe stilt legs. But yeah, so just to kind of wrap up and summarize, we talked about Peelers V2 launch. Thank you again. That was really awesome. Nate told a cool story about McDonallo's and
McDonallo's. You gotta say it in like a Brooklyn accent.
Right.
McDonallo's.
And his girl Stormy. And
God bless you, Stormy.
Right. And then
my Nana gave us some great advice for life.
Right. Yeah. Just how she's living it, which is great. And
I'm trying to think of the name of what we're gonna call this.
Dude, we should call it Orange You Glad I Called My Nana.
And it works with banana.
Oh no!
Aren't you glad I called my Nana? Or it should just be called "Aren't you glad Nate called his Nana?" Yeah, because it doesn't. It's right. Because I think that something we do sometimes like make it from the perspective of one of us.
Right, and when it needs to be third person.
Or
right.
or it's like to the audience.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, it's because it's from both of us. It's like Nate called. Aren't you glad Nate called us Nana?
Yep, I like it.
I am.
Me too. Anyways, well, I think that's a wrap. Episode 4 down. The whole month of podcasting.
Oh, real update. As soon as we get the money from Peelers V2, we're putting this podcast on iTunes.
Agreed.
Working on Spotify. There are some other places. If you have listened to this whole thing, comment what platform you would be listening to it on if you weren't listening to it on this, so we know what other places to reach out to.
Input it, yeah.
I think that I would also like that to be a part of this podcast. A section where we hear from the people what else they would like included in this, as well as the vlogs and our Instagram page. So if you've made it this far, we want to hear your feedback. So
thank you.
So leave a comment. Gosh dang it.
Yeah, comment.
How are we supposed to get better if we don't know what you guys want us to improve on? Otherwise, we're going to keep doing the same dumb old things.
Right, because we think this is great, but it could be better.
Could be, but we need your help. I want you to be glad you listen to this. I'm your co-host, Nate Lex.
And I'm Cameron Toner.
And aren't you glad you listened to this one? Bye, everybody.